Where we are, we're testing the XML. So, okay. So, hmm. So here, guys, suppose in the testing the XML, we're having the classes. Suppose I need to execute some groups. We have a regression group uh, and source smoke group, sanity group, or a module wise. Suppose I'm grouping my test cases as a group. So first of all, we should know how to group the test cases in a classes. Okay? Later on, we will come to the testing the XML. Okay. So we'll take a demo class. Okay, I will name it as a groups. For it is a brief groups. So in this here, we are creating a test method. Mhm. Public void test case. Copy this. Few attributes I need to discuss. We will discuss this today. Next one, test case one. We'll take the test list. First of all, guys, I will discuss one attribute that is depends on method. Depends on control shift O. So why it is not important? Okay. Depends on, I will say, double quotes. Control shift O. Oh, it is not important. Spelling. Now, no depends on, I will say test case. Now I will say this depends on case one. Okay. So here, test case one executes after test case. Now, I think now you got the context of the depends on method. Test case two execute after the test case one. Okay. So here, suppose we are using attribute depends on method. So this depends on method, then it will check whether this method is available or not. So it will check test case method name, and if the test case method is executed, then only this test case one method will execute. So later it will execute the test case two. So we will see this. So run as test. We will go to the console. See, first they execute a test case. Sorry, here. For first it executed a test case. Later it executed a test case one, and here it executed the test case two. But suppose I am not providing this depends on. You comment on this. Comment how it will. I think now it will take the priority. Here one, two, three is there. Uh, Okay, it will be priority. So what we can do is we will change this name to um this. this- yeah, this. Why only one case but only this executed one. You see, yes, one more. Hmm, okay. It randomly it executed. You can see here some based on some alphabetical order it executed. So now what I'm going to do, I will try to get the order depends on method. So now this should execute after the test case, and this method should execute after TC. TC. Unless testing. So these are executed in a prior. So whatever the order we give, so based on the order, it will execute. But suppose uh, this test case got failed. We will try to fail this test case. How I should fail? Set dot. We have one method, I guess. This fail method will help us to fail the test case. Run this. Testing the test. Now see, you guys should notice here. So one failure and two skip. Okay. Whenever we are going with the depends on method, if one test case, what are the dependent test case got failed, the remaining test cases will skip. It will not execute. So that is the functionality we having on a depends on methods. Okay. Did you guys got the picture on this depends on method? Sorry, attribute.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
I'm waiting for your answer, guys. If you don't have any doubt, we'll go to the next step.
Yes, yes, we can.
Uh, Depends on completed. So if the depends on method, sorry, depends on attribute will help us to make a dependent between each and every test case, so that we can create some test cases like a scenarios, some scenario flows while linking one test case to other test case. And also, if one test case, whatever the relation we have created in that one test case got failed, like the dependent test case got failed. So at the time, the remaining test case will be get skipped. So it will not execute, it is skipped. That is the functionality we having on a depends on method. So similarly, we should know how to group the test cases. Now we have learned how to create a link between each and every test case. Now we are going to learn about how to group the test cases. So now test public void test case one. Test case two. So now here I'm going to name it as a oops, let's see. Oops. Yeah, it is groups. So in the groups, I'll keep it as a regression. So here, I'll keep it as a same regression, groups regression. So we'll say regression test case. So regression test case. So, we will execute this. We will see, is there any meaning for this? So test case got skipped. So we having the regression test case and regression test. Okay, this is the what we are trying to print. If these test cases got executed, these remaining independent. So we'll comment on this. Not good. So as of now, there is no meaning. Even we are giving the groups attribute is equal regression. There is no meaning here. Okay, but when we can go with before groups. Do you guys remember this annotation? Before groups.
Yeah.
Like this. insert one method, public void before groups. Now I will say will execute I'm going to run before group. We'll say that. So why it didn't execute it? No means that is. We'll try again. So it is not executing before groups. Now we'll create one more test case with a different group. We will check with the TestNG XML. So here I am making it as a smoke. This case 3 regression smoke test case 3. So we'll check if we have any possibility depends oops equal to just verify this. We'll go with after oops, it is not showing any results. Anyhow, we will check this. Okay. So in the testing XML, so here we can prioritize or we can enable or disable the groups. So we can execute the particular groups or we can exclude running the particular groups here. So mainly we will see we'll remove these classes. So we have a class. So in the class, the name of the class here is groups. So copy found out training. For example, dot groups dot. So we have groups dot in the class. So what I'm going to do? So here we have the groups. In this class, I'm going so groups. We'll try this groups. Same. So in the class, it is not allowing group. So what I'm going to do? These are the class.
Shashi, we can
So
try
we can
before
see
class.
in this group, I can exclude. I can exclude the groups, or I can include the group. As of now, I'm excluding one group here. So let me see here. So control shift plus F. In the exclude, so I'm keeping what we have in the groups. Smoke. Smoke. We have the smoke. So I'm excluding the smoke group. So now what our expected results is only two test cases should execute. Those are regression test cases. The smoke shouldn't execute here. Yes. So now you guys say only two test cases got execute. Only the regression test case 1, the regression test case 2 executed. So defaultly those are included. In if you want to include particularly, I need to execute these the group then you can particularly include here. If not, those are defaultly include. So I'm explicitly excluding the smoke group. Okay, but some reason this after groups are not executing. We'll check that.
Sir, the
It should
groups
execute.
we use flower bracket.
Even it is not working. And let's test in this. It is not executing. We will check that. Okay. So this how we will group the. Suppose we having number of groups. So what is the syntax for a number of groups? So there is nothing different. So instead of giving regression here, so I'm going to tell this regression, comma, and smoke. So what is, if you remember this is a syntax for a um, list, I guess. If you
Yes.
guys have remember a playlist, even I have this kind of syntax. Yes. So now I am saying I should exclude the smoke group. Okay? Now you guys tell me uh, which test cases will execute. All test case 1 and test case 2 will execute, or only test case 2 will execute.
All all test cases, regression and smoke. All test cases it will be execute.
Okay. Guys, I think I kept myself mute and what are you talking? I haven't heard till now.
All
Yes,
test
yes.
case
The
it will
test
be
case
execute.
1 and test case 2. We have mentioned as in
Hmm.
exclude smoke test. No, that's why
Hmm.
test case 1 and test case 2 will execute.
The
But here I am mentioning
feedback group mentioning as regression and smoke also.
in line
It
number
will
25, I'm
execute
mentioning.
and yeah.
Now tell me.
It will execute all the
Only
test cases.
regression test case 2 only will execute.
We'll try this.
No, no, 2 minutes. Finish.
Oh, I'm executing from testing set. Sorry. Let's see. Run as testing. See, only test case 2 executed. Why? Because I'm saying here exclude the smoke. So what are the test cases tagged with the smoke? Those groups will be excluded from execution. Okay? So
Mm-hmm.
this is a this is one feature we're having in TestNG XML. Uh, I will check the before groups and after groups. I'm not sure why it is not working. Uh, Later on, we have the methods before method and after method. We will discuss this now. Before method. So this so instead of after groups, I will go with the before method. Control. Oh, okay. I'm going to run before the method. So from here, I shouldn't do this. Go with the run it. Only one test case got executed. Okay, here it is selected. I shouldn't do that. Run as test. Hmm. Now, see guys, the before method annotated method will execute each and every test method. Okay, I think I already discussed this. I thought so. The before method will execute each and every test case. So you see here we have the regression test case one. The before method is executed, and even test case two, the before method is executed. The same as for each and every test method, the before method is executed. So same as with the after method also. I think I already discussed this. Just reiterating. Okay, the same thing we can do here. Not with the before method. We can go with the depends on method. Okay, the depends on we can do here. Um, so, so where the methods will be the methods inside the classes. Okay. So here we should do it here. So methods of method here. We'll try whether it's possible or not. Oh, I will say depends. So we have exclude dependencies. Not sure. We'll go with the TestNG documentation. TestNG documentation. Mhm. So guys, see here. So we can include the methods, the name. So what are the method name? Suppose we're having any method name, we can specify the method name here. So it will include those methods. It will include in execution. Suppose you want to execute that particular method, you can instead of include, you can go with exclude here and mention the method name. So whatever the test method name, you can exclude with this syntax. So this is one of the feature we having in the testing XML. And also we'll go with so in the testing XML. So this we discussed, this groups we discussed, include we discussed. So the dependency we are looking for, we'll check that. So this is a bit discussed now. Groups. So this is the syntax. Mm, Suppose you can see here, this is the syntax we have in the group. So if you mention it as dot, okay, we'll consider an other just like how we can say this is the nested group. Okay. In the Windows, we having check-in test. In the Linux, we having check-in test. Okay. So while running from the suite TestNG XML, you can see the star here. Okay. The stars is like a wildcard. So whatever the matching Windows dot whatever the matching values, it will execute. Suppose if you specify Windows check-in in test, only the particular group will execute. Okay. If you specify like this, what are the matching? So here you having the Windows check-in test. Here you having the Windows function test. These two groups will execute. Okay, that is the purpose pressing like this. You have okay exclude like this. Define. No, this is not like you can. Oh, everything is this is the depends on. So this is a depends on group. If these two groups are this whole group is executed, then only this method will invoke. Okay, that is the depends on attribute. So you are specifying the in after completion of these two methods, it will execute. So that's how it will work. Okay. And coming to the dependencies, this is what I'm planning to discuss. So here we can specify the depends on. For example, we having two groups. Okay, here you can see we having a group. Okay, after completion of these A, then only the C will execute. A and B after completion of A and A B groups, then only the C will execute. Uh, okay, after completion of C, then only the Z group will execute. So like this, we can create a dependencies in our suite XML file. Okay, the same as we having any methods here. Class level. Uh, See guys, I think I'm set to discuss this class level annotations. Suppose in a class, we can specify it at a test at the class level. So, but each test method will not consider as a test at the time. Okay. Only this class will consider as a test. Okay. Now what we are doing for each method we are considering as a test, so we are executing the test method. So when you are specifying the a test at the class level, that only the class considered as a test. So it will suppose you're having 10 methods in a class, all the 10 methods got passed. It will say only one test got passed. So this kind of information only we will. Okay. I think this ignoring test. So we have two ways of ignoring. One is we can say enabled equal to false. That is one way of ignoring that test case. Another way of ignoring the test case is by specifying ignore annotation. So if you specify ignore annotation, it will. So here they are specifying class level. The whole test class will be get ignored. The same if you specify the ignore annotation, the method level, the whole test method will get ignored. So these kind of things we have. The parallel execution we will discuss today. I think that depends on somewhere I missed that. In future classes, if possible, we'll discuss that. Okay. Remove this. Now we will see the parallel execution. The parallel execution. How so? Why I should go with the parallel execution? First, suppose if you guys are running the test cases, I need to do a compatible cross-browser testing. So in a do you guys know cross-browser testing? Cross-browser testing is nothing but executing our test case, checking our application in a different browsers. Okay. Suppose I need to execute my test cases Chrome and Firefox. I having 100 number of test cases. So if you want to wait until the so you need to wait until completion of 100 test cases, then only you can execute all the test cases in other browser. Until then, you can't do that. Okay. So in these scenarios, the parallel execution will help us to execute the our test cases parallelly in one browser and simultaneously in other browsers. Okay. That is the feature the TestNG gave us. So with the help of that, we can achieve the cross-browser testing easily within a short period of time. Okay. That is the importance of the parallel execution. So here, how we can implement in this suite XML file. So here I'm having the test here. Okay. So in the test, in a suite, I can maintain n number of tests. In a test, I can maintain n number of classes. Okay. But in a single XML file, I shouldn't. I have to maintain only one suite. I can't keep more than one suite. So that is the syntax we having in TestNG XML file. In a TestNG XML file, if you start with a one suite, it should end with a one suite only. You can't maintain n number of suites. Okay. In a suite, I can maintain n number of tests. I can maintain in a test, I can maintain n number of classes. In a class, I can maintain n number of methods. Okay. So like that, the whole hierarchy works. So here, I need to execute my class parallelly. Okay, so parallel execution nothing but so I should have a test. So if then only I can execute a number of tests parallelly. So here I have the test here. I'm going to make it as a one more test. So here you can see the parameter is browser. So instead of browser, I'm going with Firefox. Firefox. So I'm removing this. Oops. Instead of oops, I'm going to keep a new class. Execution. So we'll say test public void this case. So here I'm having the parameter. I will just say parameter equal to browser. So why it is showing it attribute value undefined annotation type parameter. Now I will say browser name. Why it is showing error? Check in the previous. We have any syntax? No. Suggestions. We will see. I think we take this to. So the browser name will calculate. So what I'm going to do is I will say sorry for taking this example, guys. First of all, web driver equal to new Chrome driver. Control. What is this control? It is not. I think I don't have Selenium dependencies. Let me check. We have this Selenium. Okay, it's not. Go here. Downloads. Right. Now, client. Where is build path? Hmm. Right. So where downloads? Downloads. So we're having all the Selenium. Now I'll refresh this. So we'll see. Oh, we got all the inputs. Okay. Now I will try to go with the driver. The driver equal to. We should go with the Firefox. So we don't have any Firefox. We have the Gecko driver. Gecko. Browser shift. Let's check the spelling. Why it is Gecko. Here. Instead of searching what is the spelling we have? Safari. They gave the Firefox driver. We will go with that. Firefox. So Firefox driver. Right. Now, what we're going to do? So we have to write the condition. So what's the condition here? So if browser name, we'll say equal ignore this case. Ignore this case. So in this scenario, what I'm going to do is if it is Chrome, open the browser, else open the Firefox. I see. Control. See. Okay. So what I will take? I will give some time. Select. So here I will maintain some 3000 and long titles. So private dot. So in this scenario, so we are passing the parameters from the TestNG XML. So it will take the parameter. So it will check the condition. Based on the condition, it will open the browser. So here we are going parallel. So how we should do it in a TestNG XML. So here I'm having the two tests here. If you guys see the browser here, it's passing the Chrome value. So here I'm passing the browser values of Firefox. Okay. So we should check what is the class in parallel execution. So parallel execution. Parallel execution. Here it is. Parallel execution. So, but I didn't specify whether it is execute parallel or not. So in the suit level, I'm going to specify parallel, parallel equal to. So what I'm going to say here is having a parallel equal to false, parallel true, none. So here I'm executing the test as a parallel. Okay. So these tests I'm executing as a parallel. Remove this also. I think it's not required. In a suit level, name is regression suit, parallel tests will parallel. So that is the reason I'm configured two tests. So these two tests will execute parallelly. Okay. And next, some two tests in the same suit cannot uh, name regression test. So it is saying that whatever the test cases, it will saying shouldn't have the same name. So what we can say it is as a parallel.
With
Hmm. Yes, definitely. See, at the same time, it launches the two browsers. It closes the two browsers. So that is the importance of parallel execution here. So at the same time, it launches the two browsers. So what are the test cases we having? At the same time, it will execute and finish the execution, generate the results. So here you can say if you want to execute parallelly classes or so we have only small options, few options. What we'll see equal. See, we can execute the parallel classes, methods, and tests. And we have some other instances. It is not required as of now. You need to remember classes, methods, and tests. Okay. Suppose you need to execute the methods as a parallel. So in the class in the classes, you need to specify which methods you need to going to parallel execute. So as of now, we are going with the test. So that is the reason I have kept two tests here. These two, and I changed the parameter. If you guys observe this in the previous class, I have kept the parameters in a suit level. Now I have kept the parameters in a test level. If I kept the parameters in a test level, only the particular test have access to the parameters. If I kept the parameters outside the test and inside the suit, the whole suit will have access to the particular parameters. If I kept the parameters inside the classes, that particular class only will have the access to a particular parameters. Okay, so that is the syntax we're having. So it is something I was saying.
and
Okay, it is
Shishir, we
hmm,
have only two tests here, isn't it? And
yeah, true.
giving thread count 5, is it necessary to give 5 as thread count? Is two,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is not required. Actually, the thread count will help us to it will generate it create some few threads in the few, particular few threads. It will execute our test cases. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
If I
Okay.
give
Thanks.
two threads here,
I mean,
mm,
we must decide it, isn't it?
yes, yes.
Okay.
So here we having the verbose also. Verbose we will see. So verbose is nothing but the logging level. So in the console, if we have maximum number is 10, minimum number is 1. From 1 to 10, what is the number you are giving? The logging level increases. It will log some other details on the console and in a report also. So that is the importance of verbose here. Okay. So that's it from the TestNG XML. So the purpose of the TestNG XML is suppose we're having the main two. First of all, 2 points we should remember whenever someone asking about TestNG XML. Mainly to organize the tests, to organize the classes, and to um, manipulate or manage the execution. So that is the one is to organize, and another is manage the execution of those organized tests or classes. So that is the importance of TestNG XML. So later on that it provides some features. In that we have the parallel execution, and we have including and excluding the groups, including and excluding the methods. So like this, we have some other features in the TestNG XML. Okay. And what are the limitations we having in the TestNG XML? So we can't maintain more than one suit in a one suit XML file. Okay, the name itself, I'm saying the suit XML file. So one TestNG XML file we should contain only one suit. And in a suit, we can maintain n number of tests. In a test, we can maintain n number of classes. In a classes, we can maintain n number of methods. Okay, so that is the flexibility we're having in a TestNG XML.
So TestNG is all
hmm.
about attributes and parameters. That is it, is there? Or do we have any other concepts like Java in this?
So TestNG XML is nothing but it's a data
It's
organizing your data.
not about XML, Shashidhar.
Hmm.
What I'm asking is, we have seen annotations, parameters,
Hmm.
including XML and even the TestNG file as well. So the
Hmm.
whole concept is only annotations and the parameters, how we handle, organize. That is it, isn't it?
Yeah, the whole concept of annotations, attributes, or testing the XML, the mainly how we organizing, and execution. This is based on these 2 points only. This whole framework is designed.
Okay, so
Okay.
even if we go deeper, also we'll have the similar like that different attributes and different parameters, annotations
Yeah.
like this. That is it.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay.
Why? Because suppose we're having 1,000 test cases, it become very difficult to you organize
Right.
execute. So that is the reason with some cases we will organize with annotations. Some of the part we will organize with attributes. Uh, some of we will organize with the testing XML.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Shashi.
Okay. So we'll just summarize. I will just stop the recording. So we have 5 more minutes. So I stop sharing now.